Well, hello, my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. Well, today's a really rainy day, and I'm going to do a reading about Noah's Ark. We really need the rain, though. I really can't complain, but it's just so cold out there. Like Canada's on record for the coldest May since I think it's like 1967, so in almost 60 years. And today was some kind of or there was something that there wasn't a temperature warmer than 13 in all of Canada. And 13 is, I don't know, barely 60, I think. I think 9 is 45. Anyways, it's cold. Like I said, I don't mind the rain, the flowers and the trees, and everybody needs nice fresh water. But why so cold? All right, anyways, let's get back to Noah's Ark. All right, Noah's Ark. All right, Noah's Ark. What can you tell us? What can the cards want to tell us? And the reason I'm using the Knight Templar Tarot is because they defended Christianity, and Noah's Ark is part of the Old Testament. One thing I find fascinating about Noah's Ark is the rainbow. And so have they taken a children's story, and we know at the end of Noah's Ark, he lands on Mount Ararat and sees a beautiful rainbow. Oh, Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. That might be a legit story. And they've taken that rainbow and twisted it, turned it upside down. Did you know that the rainbow flag is not the real rainbow? They've turned it upside down. Anyways, I digress. What can you tell us about Noah's Ark? We're specifically, how true was it? And also, how many were there? Was there only one Noah's Ark, or were there multiple Noah's Arks? Also, Noah. What can you tell us about Noah? So we're going to be looking for cards like Emperor. We'll be looking for angel cards, Temperance or Judgment. So, or even the Lover's card. There's an angel on it that comes down and talks to you. So we'll be looking for that. We'll be looking for Two of Pentacles. There's ships on it. We'll also be looking for Eight of Wands. That's travel. So we've got a lot of cards here. Let's see if they show up. All right. What can you tell us about Noah's Ark? Shall we begin? Oh, the Magician in reverse. Might be a BS story. Might be a made-up story, guys. Might be. It could be a lot of spin doctoring, so there could be some truth to it. But the Magician card in reverse right off the start is trickster energy. Seven of Pentacles, planning for the future. That's actually a good one for Noah. The Seven of Pentacles is you work now for future reward. So this is working hard now for future reward. So perhaps there was some truth to it. And that's what Noah decided. This almost looks like Noah, right? Three of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, he did work on his own. And I think that was one of the big things is nobody believed Noah that this was going to happen. Nine of Cups in reverse. A little bit of smugness. A little bit of gluttony. A little bit over the top. Nine of Cups can be you're smug and you're gluttonous and you're a little bit over the top with something. So perhaps he knew of a great flood that's coming, but and he worked on it on his own. He might not have even told anybody else. I mean, we really don't know. All we have is the stories and the way they've been passed down. And the Nine of Cups here is telling me that he may have been a good salesman. The Chariot, perfect, in control. Plus the Chariot is a water sign. It's Cancerian. So this is also telling me that he was really in control. He might have had some secret knowledge that he may have been trying to control people with it, a little bit of smugness, a little bit of over the top. I'm almost seeing somebody standing here with a big cross in their hand, even though we know Christianity wasn't around then. It's like the cross I must bear kind of thing. And the chariot here, a lot of people use the chariot for movement, but it's not. If you look at the original chariot card, he's in a cement box, and the sphinxes are laying down and they have no harnesses. So it's being in control of your body, mind, and soul. And interesting here, we have the four horsemen on this card. So this is actually quite interesting that this came up. May have been trying to control people. Now we have the magician card here. Let's keep reading. The hermit in reverse. See, what did I mean about holding a cross? Even though we know there was no Christianity when that happened. This is Old Testament before Jesus was born. Um, the hermit in reverse is, I'm thinking that the part of it that said, nobody believed him and they mocked him and he had to do this all on his own. He felt very lonely in this message. He felt very lonely in this. Oh, there's the Eight of Wands. Look at that. There's all the rain coming down on top of the Three of Pentacles. So, yeah. Parts of this is true. Parts of this is true. A Three of Cups upright on top of the Nine of Cups. So the people who believed him once the rain started, they were very happy. So perhaps this was his family, his children, and they're almost celebrating that this rain is coming down and it's time to go. But he feels in some respects he didn't get his message out enough. Or with this hermit in reverse, this is not being smart about something. This is learning a lesson the hard way. Also, it's loneliness. Loneliness. Seven of Wands. Oh, that's interesting. He took the high road and he defended all his actions. And here are people, shouting at him, oh, you're an idiot. What do you know? And there he is taking the high road and he's going to build this damn ship anyways. And, he's going to do his best to get as many people on it, do his best to get, uh, as many animals, people, and he's just defending his actions here, even though he felt very alone and he felt very almost persecuted for it. But he knew this rain was coming. 10 of Pentacles, intergenerational. There's his family on it. There's his family on it. Also, this is telling me Noah was very wealthy. This is wealthy intergenerational money. So he had the funds to do this. So he didn't have to work with anybody else. He funded this himself. He had the funds to do this. And also this tells me with the Three of Cups here and the 10 of Pentacles, this was his family he brought on board. And maybe that was part of his smugness and gluttony that, only people who agree with me are going to be allowed on board. The High Priestess. Well, there would be one of the messages. I'm getting that this was his intuition. The High Priestess is intuition. And look at on this particular card, there's a cross. And if you've watched my other videos, you know what the equal arm cross represents. And there he is. And the High Priestess, he uses intuition. He may have been psychic in some regards, may have had prophetic dreams. High Priestess is also a dreamer. Also, it's interesting, the High Priestess is here, and the High Priestess works alone, as does the Hermit. Everybody thinks that the Magician is the High Priestess's companion, but it's actually the Hermit is the High Priestess's companion. And the reason people think it's the Magician and the High Priestess is because they follow each other. Plus, we have male, then we have female. but it's not. It's the high priestess and the hermit work together. So yes, he had interesting capabilities to pick up on this information that that a flood is going to happen, or there was something here that told him to build the damn boat, to build it. I'm surprised his seven hasn't shown up, because a seven, I believe it took him 7 years. Oh, seven of wands, there it is. Also, the chariot is number 7. What's the underline here? Two of wands. Should I stay? Should I go? Should I stay? Should I go? That's the two of wands' most basic meaning. Should I stay? Should I go? Should I stay? So he was a little bit conflicted on that. 5 of cups. Look at that. There's the dove that brings the uh, the olive branch. There he is. Look, can't let go of the past, depressed, dismal, um, until the one day the sun shines and the dove brings him the olive branch. The Empress, there we go, pregnant with possibilities. That's what he was concerned about, carrying on life, having enough to create life. Possibly, there may have been babies born on the ark. 10 of Cups, there it is, for family. Um, Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, you know what? I'm getting that. I'm not getting that there. The only card here that says this is not true is the Magician card here in reverse. And I'm getting that parts of it are not true. So perhaps like every animal on earth he had 2 of. Impossible. Impossible, because where he was in the Middle East, there was no giraffes, right? So how did he get giraffes? How did he get polar bears? Um, and thank you, Noah, for saving those 2 mosquitoes, right? So I think that there's parts of this that are really true. And I think it was very almost myopic of him that he was going to save his family. And he possibly put farm animals on. Well, he did put, like, he put farm animals on there so that they would have milk and eggs and food to eat. Not that he wanted to save the species. He wanted to make sure that that his family was well taken care of. And remember, we've already read that he was a very wealthy man. And so he had the ways and means. So he built this massive ark um, to save his family. And the animals on there weren't for the next zoo. They were for, and the reason you have 2 is that you need a male and female chicken to lay eggs, to have some of those eggs fertilized so you can eat some of those eggs. You need a male and a female. You need a cow and a bull, right? So that if you need to eat the meat of the cow, you can, because another one is on, you know what I mean? I don't have to explain much deeper. This is this Ace of Pentacles. This is, he knew somehow he's going to have to start all over again. Plant new seeds, plant that field again, get those domesticated animals out and about. That's what he was worried about. He wasn't this, amazing biologist that knew how to get everything onto this ark. I'm not getting that at all. I'm getting it was to save the family and to have enough food for a rainy day, to have enough food, because where you can't plant anything on an ark, right? But you can have animal food to eat. You can't have cows that will produce milk. You can't have chickens that will lay eggs, right? Do you see where I'm going with that? So yes, he knew that he was going to have to start anew. The Lovers, there we are. There's the angel. Remember I said there's an angel card on the Lovers. So was his choice. And again, message from God, the um, equal arm cross. And there's the angel. This is I think it's supposed to be Cupid or Gabriel, one of that, he took up the sword, he took up the responsibility. Ten of Swords. Look at this. Ten of Swords has two angels as well. I'm gonna say that this was, ruin, um, in the sense that uh like where they lived was ruined. Like here comes the sun and the angels are directing them. This could have almost killed him, right? This could have almost killed him. Here's Judgment, another angel card. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Angels. All of a sudden, angels are there helping and getting them out of this predicament. This is second chances. So the flood came, and this is their second chance. But in the meantime, look at their land. Everything is ruined. When the sun comes up and all the water is gone, everything looks different, and now they need some guidance. So we got 3 cards in a row with angels. Knight of Pentacles, you have to start farming all over again. Knight of Pentacles is somebody who looks over the fields, starts brand new. The King of Pentacles is when the harvest happens, but the Knight of Pentacles is you're looking over your fields, and you're watching your fields, and you're making sure they yield. So I'm getting that, yes, the story of Noah, there's some merit to it, but the whole complete story that we've been told is not correct. There's a lot of creative endeavor and creative license, as they say. But I'm thinking that I'm wondering if the flood started in Cancerian times, like Cancer. So June 21st to July 21st, I think it is. And I'm wondering, because that's the moon and that's also a water sign. And I'm wondering if something happened, like that's when it was. But he was more watching over for his family. No two ways about it. And probably the reason why his story was told is because he was very well known and wealthy. And perhaps he already was a wealthy farmer. And when the waters receded, he saw everything was ruined, and but then he has a second chance and sat and watched it grow again. I want to find out how many arcs were there. I'm going to say there was more than one, because the number 1, the Magician card in reverse, would tell me there's more than one. If the Magician card was upright, I'd say, oh, there was one. I'm thinking that the only reason we know Noah's story is because he was the wealthy farmer. Okay, how many arcs were there? How many arcs were there? Pips are the number of the pips, so 1 to 10 are the number of the pips. Court cards mean more than 10, and it goes 10, 20, 30, right? 40. Page, Knight, Queen, King. And Major Arcana is more than 40, all right? How many arcs were with the Great Flood, Noah's Ark? How many arcs were there? How many arcs? How many arcs? How many arcs? How many arcs? How many arcs were there? 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 And we're just talking about that particular area. The Magician in reverse, again, more than one. Okay, well, thank you for telling me more than one. Can you make it more specific than more than one, please? More specific than more than one. Page of Pentacles. So there we have 10. 10 or more, right? Because 1 to 10 would be the specific number, and then 10, 20, 40. So 10 to 20, I'm going to say 10 to 20 of them. And this is Page of Pentacles. So somebody could have been building them and selling them. Maybe they, built them and sold them. That's what Page of Pentacles does. They sell you things. They sell you on an idea, and they sell you on things. So perhaps that's where the 10. Also, we had the 10 of Pentacles. We had the 10 of um, Cups, which I forgot to mention. There was 10 families. 10 families on board that ark. So we had the 10 of Pentacles, we had the 10, and we had the 10 of swords. So that tells me 10 families had to start all over again. And now we have the Page of Pentacles. All right. So I'm going to say between 10 and 20. Between 10 and 20 arcs. Well, there you go. That was actually a really fun read. I really enjoyed that. It was, I can't believe that we didn't get the devil, we didn't get the tower, we didn't get, because the tower would be a flash flood, right? So we did get the 8 of Wands showing it did rain down. What else? There was many other cards we could have gotten in there that we didn't, and I can't believe we got those angel cards in a row, that they really relied on their spirituality and their religion to move things forward once the flood was done. All right, well, YouTube's going to show you a video you possibly haven't seen. Why don't you click on that, and I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching. Take good care. Bye for now.